This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 28, 2022. And in the news tonight, a Portmore man charged after wife dies following altercation. 50-year-old Paul Walker, a construction worker of Caymanas Gardens in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been charged with the murder of his wife, 44-year-old Nicola Walker. Reports from the Caymanas police are that about 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, November 6, Walker and his wife were at home when an argument developed between them. It is alleged that Walker kicked and punched his wife all over her body, causing swelling, bruises, and pain. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the injured woman was then taken to the hospital, where she later succumbed. Walker was subsequently arrested and charged with murder. His court date is being finalized. Man charged over multi-million-dollar Portland store robbery. The police in Portland have charged a man in relation to the theft of clothing and other items from a store valued at over $8.2 million. Charged with shopbreaking and larceny is 26-year-old Sasheen Kennedy, otherwise called 100 or 6, a construction worker of Halls Avenue in the parish. Kennedy was charged on Tuesday. His court date is yet to be finalized. The police report that about 9:30 a.m. on Monday, December 5, the complainant received a telephone call informing her that her shop, which is located on Williams Street, was broken into. The complainant then went to her business and discovered that clothing and shoes were missing. The value of stolen items is estimated at $8,254,500, according to the police. During the investigation, police tracked the stolen goods to Kennedy, who was reportedly found with several items in his possession. He was subsequently charged. Denham Town vendor murdered at home. The Denham Town police are probing the shooting death of a man at his home on Tuesday. He has been identified as vendor Dean Simmons, who operated along North Street in Denham Town. The police report that residents reported hearing explosions around 4:20 a.m. The police were called to the area. Upon arrival, Simmons was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was later pronounced dead at hospital. 3-year-old killed as a metal gate falls on him. A 3-year-old boy who attended a family wedding with his mother was killed on Tuesday morning when a metal gate in the family yard fell on him at the New Market Oval in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. The deceased boy, Liam Williams, is said to have wandered outside the yard when the ball with which he was playing went outside the gate. Reports are that he and another child were attempting to slide the gate so he could get back inside, but the gate reportedly came out of its socket and fell on him. His mother, Natalie Jones, told the news that she traveled from St. Catherine with her children as she was a part of the bridal party. Jones told the news that she blames herself because had she been home, her son would have been in her company. I was blaming myself, saying that only if I was here, he would be beside me because he does not leave me. Him always there beside me, the distraught mother lamented. Me just can't believe my baby just gone so. Me no know what kind of disaster struck, but the devil intervened and take away my child, the grieving mother added as she wept bitterly. Jones said she had to abandon her bridesmaid's duty following the death of her son. The mother told the news that she asked God to save her son moments before she saw him take his last breath. I was praying the whole time at the hospital and said, God, save my son, the mother recalled. Meanwhile, People's National Party councillor candidate for the Savannah Lamar division, Julian Chang, extended condolences to the grieving family. It is very sad that little Liam had to die so tragically. My heart goes out to his family, especially his parents. I wanted them to know that I supported them in this difficult time, Chang said. St. Elizabeth farmers flock to stores for animal feed. Scores of poultry and livestock farmers flocked to farm stores in St. Elizabeth this morning, hoping to secure feeds for their animals, which they say are on the verge of dying from starvation. Farmers across the country have since last week been calling for the authorities to address the inadequate supply of animal feed. The news spoke with some of the farmers in St. Elizabeth who were displeased with the number of bags of feed they were able to purchase this morning.
So, from when you're down here?
Expensive rice. One bag of feed can last long time.
So, one bag until you get...
One bag. One chore, 3 pounds in the coop, and you'll have to chug it 1 time. 2 day time if you
SOEs declared in 2 sections of Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced on Wednesday morning that the government had imposed the states of emergency in 2 sections of the island, which took effect just after midnight. One SOE zone comprises the western parishes of St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, while the second incorporates the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, and St. Anne. The security measure will remain in effect for 14 days. Mr. Holness said the previous round of SOEs had achieved reasonable success in controlling the number of murders leading up to and during the Christmas season. He said the gains must be sustained as the threat level for gang conflicts, contract killings, robberies, scams, and other organized crime remains high. The Prime Minister underscored that the festive season requires the deployment of even greater resources to preempt and deter criminals, hence the need for the SOEs.
We have had reasonable success in controlling the number of murders leading up to and during the Christmas season. The threat levels for ongoing gang conflicts, contract killings, organized robberies of businesses, hijacking of goods in transit, and various confidence scams that lead ultimately to the loss of life, spreading of fear, and depriving entire communities of their freedom to pursue their business and happiness. That threat level remains elevated and extensive in scale. The government has to maximize and use all lawful means to multiply and project its security resources, not only to investigate and interdict after the occurrence of the crime or loss of life, but to increase presence, to deter criminals, and to conduct various operations to preempt them. The proof of the effectiveness of these measures is in the immediate reduction in murders and its follow-on lag effect in periods going forward. Last year, December, there were 127 murders committed in Jamaica. If we were to annualize this, that would mean a murder rate of 56 per 100,000. That is unacceptable.
In defending the need for the SOEs, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson pointed to a spike in the murder rate during the period without the emergency powers. General Anderson said since the start of the year, the country has recorded a daily average of 4 murders, with a peak in September when the daily average rose to almost 5 murders.
September and October recorded increases as high as 8% when compared to 2021. Over the past 2 months, we have managed to reduce the daily murder average to 2.5 and have reduced the gap between last year and this year from 8% above in early October to 1.5% currently. This has been achieved through a suite of legislative, operational, and intelligence responses. During the first period of the SOEs declared in November, murders were reduced by as high as 64% and increased by as much as 171% during the 7-day period when the emergency powers were removed. When the powers were reinstituted, the first 7-day period once again recorded declines as high as 55% in the divisions where the SOEs were declared. Our intelligence has indicated that there are those criminals who are seeking to use the cover of the festivities to mask their movements, carry out their shootings, and intimidate communities and commercial interests. This is unacceptable, and to prevent it, we will need to optimize available resources and act on intelligence to separate those violent gunmen from the communities and those that they wish to harm. We must continue our downward trend in murders. As we close this year and move into the new year, it is critical that we sustain the downward trend. using all the tools that we know are effective in curbing the violence we continue to see. Therefore, in consultation with the CDS, we requested the use of emergency powers under a limited state of public emergency. It is 1.23% above last year. As I say, we're coming down from 8.9% 3 months ago. So we've managed to do quite a bit. Yesterday, we had none. And so there have been, in that period, particularly during when we had declared the state of emergency, there were a number of 0 days, which of course is a significant relief even to our investigators who are not getting another file, but just a relief to the country in general when we get a day like that. This month, we are tracking probably around 50% of what it was last year for December. That's about 50 plus lives just for December.
Police manhunt for a prisoner who escaped from KPH. The police have launched a manhunt for a prisoner who escaped from the Kingston Public Hospital on Tuesday night. The prisoner was allowed to take a shower sometime before 8 p.m., but a guard realized that the shower was running for an extended period and went to check. It was discovered that the prisoner had escaped through the roof of the building. CCTV footage showed that he exited the roof at another point. He then made his way through the building and out to the car park where he scaled a wall and escaped. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.